I'm Gabriella Cole, and welcome to this week's special in-depth report, where my guest tonight is Nicole Pereno from RTN. Nicole, thank you very much for joining me tonight.
No problem.
I appreciate it. So, she is also the associate producer for this upcoming RTN telethon. So do you mind, I know most students do know what a telethon is, but for those who don't, do you mind explaining it briefly?
Sure. Well, some people don't actually know what the telethon is.
That works.
But basically, it's like our biggest event of the year for RTN, and it's a 5-hour live event. So kind of like the news now.
That works.
Yeah, and it's a collaboration of like as many people as we can get involved in the club. So we just had sign up for crews. So every position we crew out and try to give everyone an equal opportunity. And then, of course, we have different people come in that are supporting the charity. We change the charity every year where we donate the money to.
Okay, so I know last year was Alex's lemonade stand. So this year's charity, all the proceeds will go to
Make-A-Wish Foundation, which we spent a while right before winter break deciding. So we'd get together and have meetings, and we decided in the end to go with that charity.
Oh, very nice. And I know you have acts and everything else performing. So can you tell us some of the acts that are lined up for this year's telethon?
Yeah. Well, one of our acts that are definitely booked, we're kind of in the process now of booking more, but one of them is Class 6. Some people might be familiar with them. They're a band of Rowan students, and they actually won Battle of Bands last year, so they got to perform at Prof Stock.
Rowan support,
So,
I love it.
Yes, we try to get some Rowan bands in there. We also try to bring in some other bands, outside of Rowan. One of our other producers on the team is in charge of booking all of the performances, and not only music. We try to have maybe some comedians or magicians do some fun acts. Keep it lively the whole time.
Very, very nice. So how can students call in, make a donation, I guess, the night of, which is March 7th at 7.
March 7th at 7, yeah. And we'll have people operating our phones, so you'll be able to call in, use credit card, and then students who want to use Bucks, of course, always want to use Bucks for everything.
Always.
They can do that the night of. It'll be in the student center. They have to go to the info desk where you buy tickets for events and stuff. So right there in the student center, they can use Bucks to help donate.
Very nice. I wish RTN all the best luck with the telethon. I
Thank
also
you.
know that you are the current host of On the Couch.
Yes.
That's RTN's longest running show thus far. So how has that whole experience been for you? I know it must have been crazy just being into this position.
Yeah, it is crazy. So usually, like, I'm in your position.
Oh,
It's cool today being on the other side of it, though. It's been a really awesome experience. I got involved in it my freshman year, just like absolutely randomly. I just auditioned for co-host, and then the guy who was the other co-host graduated, so I was left with the show, and I'm like, what do I do?
All the great things always happen randomly.
Yeah, that is true.
rule.
That is very true.
So if students want to be on the couch, on the couch,
Yes,
so
yes.
how do they get involved with that?
Now, if students want to be on as a guest, they can email rtnonthecouch@gmail.com, or we have a Facebook page. You can like us on Facebook. We have a Twitter. You can find us on Twitter, or a lot of people just kind of approach me in person and say, hey, I have this really cool event going on. Like, we just had people on to talk about Prof Stock. I don't know if you know about the big music concert we have at Rowan. And we also had someone come on to talk about a charity basketball event.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, Nicole, for being on the couch. On the couch. And remember, tune into RTN Telethon, 7 p.m. March 7th at 7 p.m. And thank you again, Nicole, for being my guest. I appreciate it. Back to you in the studio.
And now a look at events around campus. Looking for a way to give back to your community? Join Habitat for Humanity in Camden this Saturday. You'll be able to work both indoor and outdoor from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. To sign up for the trip, visit Suite 210 on the top floor of the Chamberlain Student Center.
Join Damien the Hypnotist this Saturday at Rowan After Hours. The hypnotizing will begin at 10 p.m. in the pit located in the Student Center. Come out if you dare.
Rowan University's production of Flying West will be opening tonight. The play will begin at 8 p.m. and deals with the trials and tribulations of a group of African American women as they move out west to escape the oppression of slavery. The play will continue throughout the weekend, beginning at 8 both Friday and Saturday night, and 3 p.m. on Sunday.
Now let's turn to Jacqueline Zielinski to get an update on the Rowan-Rutgers proposed merger. Now, Jacqueline, can you tell me what is this proposal about exactly?
I will. Merging Rowan University and Rutgers-Camden will make it one of just 2 research institutions in the state, and one that will include both a medical school and a law school.
What does this mean for both schools? I mean, I'm sure everybody's very interested in that.
Well, Rowan will be a 2-campus institution offering graduate and undergraduate courses at both the Camden and the Glassboro campuses.
Now, if this proposal happens, what are they going to call it?
Well, Rutgers-Camden would ultimately become Rowan University.
And how do they feel about losing that name?
There's a lot of resistance towards it because obviously they feel that Rutgers, being the larger school that it is, it looks better on paper, but we'll see.
Now, a lot of people are worried about tuition. How much is that going to raise, if at all?
I'm not sure about the tuition, but the enrollment is going to increase over 20,000 students, so it's going to be a really big increase in population here. So guaranteed the tuition will be increased as well.
Great. And do you think this is going to go through?
Well, nothing's definite right now. It's definitely just a proposal, and but there's a big push for the change, and I have a feeling we'll be talking about this for a while now.
I can imagine.
Thank you, Jacqueline.
Welcome.
Stay tuned for World News Minute and your weather forecast coming up next.
Oh, Malcolm, you do know that energy savers last 6 times longer than ordinary light bulbs.
This isn't my room. It's Baron Davis's.
Baron Davis, the basketball player? This is his room?
Yep.
Interesting, because we have Baron Davis right here. Baron, do you live here?
No.
I don't mean that, Baron Davis.
Millions of kids are using their energy wisely. What's your excuse?
I got no.
Here's Ashley Tradio with the World News Minute.
Topping tonight's news, survivors of a Honduran jailhouse fire are accusing the guards of leaving prisoners to die trapped in their cells. An inmate set a mattress on fire after a fight with another inmate, resulting in over 350 people dead. Witnesses say guards did not let inmates out of the cells when the fire broke out. Some family members of the victims believe the government may have planned the fire to deal with overpopulation in the jail and are still waiting on answers. Israel is accusing their enemy Iran of bombing Israeli embassy staff on Monday, wounding 4 people. The attacks took place in India and Georgia and were done by attaching bombs to cars with magnets. Iran says these accusations are sheer lies and claims they had no involvement. An all-female crew of rowers made it across the Atlantic Ocean last month, nude. The British team of 5 discovered rowing naked was easier because wet clothing caused painful sores. Their method allowed them to cross the ocean in only 45 days, breaking the previous record. Back to you at the desk.
Thank you, Ashley. A local college student came up short in Jeopardy's college championship. Sarah Bart, a former Central High School student, came in 2nd place, but still walked away with $50,000. She will use the money to buy a new car and visit London during spring break.
Has anyone seen Mickey? An Ohio elementary school was on lockdown after a parent dressed as Mickey Mouse went missing. The parent changed out of her costume and did not tell anyone.
And now, here's Colleen with your weather forecast.
Good evening, I'm Colleen Murphy, and I'll be bringing you your weather. Today's weather is very wet and dreary out. You'll see a high of 49 and a low of 41. As we move on to the 5-day forecast, Friday will have partly sunny skies with a high of 52 and a low of 31. On Saturday, we'll see very similar weather with a high of 51 and a low of 36. Sunday, however, you're going to want to break out your umbrella and your shovel because it will be snowing and raining. Temperatures will be very cold with a high of 36 and a low of 29. However, Monday will bring sunny skies. You'll see a high of 42 and a low of 26. As we move on into Tuesday, we'll have partly sunny skies with a high of 47 and a low of 38. Now let's take a look at the weather window. Okay. We can see today in our weather window that is very wet and dreary in front of Bozarth. But luckily, we will have some sun for tomorrow, so it'll be nice and sunny and no more rain.
But looking at that snow forecast coming, that rain and snow is going to be crappy weather.
I know.
So, any plans this weekend?
I think to prep for the not so nice weather, I might just go see a movie.
Yeah, I actually saw last night, went with my girlfriend to go see Big Miracle, the Drew Barrymore with the
How was that?
Very good, and they actually used a lot of old news shots with Tom Brokaw and all those guys, so it's great. All right, thank you very much for joining us. Good night.